Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here. And in this evening's movie review, I'm going to be doing a movie review on the 1996 movie based on the book of the same name from the author of James and the Giant Peach and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And of course, it's directed by Danny DeVito. And that's going to be on Matilda. Matilda is directed by Danny DeVito, and the movie also stars Danny DeVito. And the movie also has Rhea Perlman, Embeth Davidtz, Pam Ferris, and Mara Wilson. Mara Wilson, who plays the title character Matilda in this movie. So, last night, I actually watched this movie on HBO Max last night. And I remember getting this DVD like a lot of years ago. Like, I remember getting this DVD years ago. So, Matilda is based on the book of the same name, and basically what the movie's about is see the world from a kid's eye view with Matilda, a modern fairy tale that mixes hilarious humor with the magical message of love. Mrs. Doubtfire's Mara Wilson stars as Matilda, a super smart little girl who's willfully misunderstood by her parents, played by Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman, her brother and an evil school principal. But with the help of a brave best friend and a wonderful teacher, and the teacher's name is Miss Honey, and Matilda discovers that she doesn't have to get mad to get even. Filled with a sense of wit and whimsy, Matilda is a great comedy with a great message. The adults laugh as much, if not more, than the kids. And yeah, and then of course in the movie, Matilda actually has this power where she can move things like by using her head. Yeah. So, like I said, I watched this movie on HBO Max, and I remember hearing about this movie like many years ago, back when I was like a teenager, and I've been hearing from a lot of people that a lot of people actually really remember this movie, and you know, some people out there even have it on DVD or VHS. I think some elementary schools even had a school play about Matilda, because I think there are some elementary schools out there that had school plays about Matilda, and yes, I have heard the 2022 musical adaptation that came out last year, and I never even heard that there was actually a musical adaptation of Matilda until it came out last year in 2022. While it was a limited theatrical release in the United States, internationally it was released on Netflix internationally. But I gotta say, this adaptation of Matilda, I can say, is definitely the best one. Mara Wilson was actually the same girl who was in the remake of Miracle on 34th Street, Mrs. Doubtfire, and of course her last movie that she was in until she came out of retirement many years later, that Thomas and Friends movie, Thomas and the Magic Railroad. And yeah, and I gotta say, Danny DeVito actually does a really good job directing this film, and even his performance I thought was great. Yeah, Mara Wilson was great as Matilda as well. And of course, there are some funny moments in this movie. There are some parts that made me laugh. And yeah, it's like... And the movie's like rated PG, and the runtime's approximately 98 minutes. Even Matilda also has a very good soundtrack. Like I think the soundtrack in Matilda is actually very good and pretty nostalgic too when you think about it, because one of the songs that was featured at the beginning and the end of Matilda was actually during the part where a younger version of Matilda was making pancakes at home, and that song was actually called "Send Me on My Way" by Rusted Root, which that song would later be featured in the Blue Sky animated film Ice Age. Yeah, and of course there are some people out there are actually two kinds of people out there. One that actually grew up with "Send Me on My Way" by Rusted Root, for the ones that grew up hearing that song in Matilda, and the others for first hearing it in the first Ice Age. But yeah, this movie's actually like a very good movie to watch, and plus if you haven't watched Matilda in like a really long time, then I gotta say Matilda is actually worth a rewatch. Yeah. So overall, Matilda is a really good movie, very good and funny movie, and I'm gonna give Matilda 4.5 out of 5 stars. If you haven't seen Matilda yet, then I highly recommend giving this one a watch. Or if you haven't watched Matilda in a really long time, if you haven't seen it in years or ages, then I recommend giving this one a rewatch. It'll be worth it. And there you have it, guys. That's my movie review on Matilda. And that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it. Talk to you later.